Here are the 10 best niches for low content books. But first, what are low content books? Because I know there's some people out there that probably don't know what they are. They're essentially books that require the customer to fill them in some capacity. They come with different expectations, a different audience versus fiction and nonfiction books. So those of you that are fiction and nonfiction authors out there, don't freak out. This is legit. It is actually something. Now, what Amazon considers low content books is a little different from what we consider to be low content books like Diaries, journals, notebooks, planners, things like that. They say that it's not puzzle books, it's not activity books, and it's not coloring books. Though many would argue those are low content books. We're simply just going to shelve those types of books for this particular video, so that way we don't get you all confused. Full disclosure, this is not a get-rich-quick video. These niches are very competitive. Only invest in what you have interest in. What qualifies as best niches for me is some of these things that had worked out really well for myself and for people that I actually know. So what you might consider best niches might not be the best to you. So what would your list look like? Let me know in the comments. I'm using Publisher Rocket to verify keywords and publications. And if you want to get your hands on Rocket, visit dalelinks.com/rocket. It's an affiliate link, so if you happen to buy it, kickback comes on over to me. I surely appreciate it. Not required for you to get. Number 1, sheet music. Musicians are going to appreciate you for this, whether they're playing piano or they're doing guitar tablature or bass tablature of some sort, or maybe they're just a lyricist. Having sheet music available that you can jot those things down is super, super helpful. Number 2, writing prompt books. Now I can speak from personal experience on this. I've used writing prompt books in the past, and it's essentially just a way of saying to a writer, hey,
I'm gonna give you just a little bit of a tip. I'm gonna give you some creativity and you just run with it.
Now, you're gonna probably want to really build out a brand around this because it's a very messy space. In fact, all of low content books is super crowded right now. So with writing prompt books, what's gonna make you stand apart from the pack is actually having series, if not volumes, that you're able to do it. Now, I'm just gonna suggest this because I know there's gonna be some of you ne'er-do-wells out there gonna be thinking about this. Just don't Google up and steal other people's writing prompts. Get original, write your own, get creative. I know you got it in you. Number 3, self-help workbooks. Okay, so you have a flagship book of some sort. Let's just say that you are into the self-help niche. Heck, even nonfiction books in general can kind of work around workbooks. So why not create an accompanying workbook? Because there's oftentimes you're jam-packing all this information into your book and there's nowhere to put notes into it. Naturally speaking, having an accompaniment is one of the best ways to go about that. So think about putting workbooks into your publication profits, because if you're already doing nonfiction books, then workbooks are a great addition. Number 4, sketchbooks. Now, this is great for the artists out there. You want to aim for blank pages with minimal print. It could be super blank if you wanted it to, or maybe something that would be kind of like a writing prompt, but it'll be an art prompt of some sort. There's also comic book panels. Heck, I remember back in about 2016 or 2017 when I ended up publishing one of those, and it did really, really well. Now everyone and their mother's doing comic book panels. So if you're gonna do that, get original, right? Number 5, journals, diaries, and notebooks. Oh my! Though it's super competitive, it's still very viable. You need to lead with a creative idea, marketing practice, or innovative reimagining of line notebooks. Because I mean, look, if I can go over to my local Dollar General or Walmart and just buy a stinking notebook, great, I'm just gonna go do that because it's probably cheaper and much more convenient. So this is where you need to think outside the box of how that notebook's going to function. I know a few of you are probably rolling your eyes. You're like,
Dale, I know you said low content books are journals, notebooks.
Yeah, that's what I said, but I'm gonna give you guys this one. You're welcome. Number 6, monthly budget planners. Oh man, I'm speaking from experience on this one right here. I don't know what it is. I can do things through software like spreadsheets and such like that, but ultimately at the end of the day, whenever I'm budgeting things out, there's something that I feel magical about putting pen to paper, and monthly budget planners are certainly one of those solutions. And a lot of people think everybody's going digital these days, but there's those weird folks out there like me who continue to like to write it down because it commits it to memory even better. Problem with monthly budget planners is, well, they're not very evergreen in most instances, because obviously you're going to have to date them in some capacity, and ones without dates tend to not get purchased as much because obviously, you know, they're gonna have to fill in the blanks and all that type of things. So you might end up putting out a monthly budget planner for say 2023 in November of 2022, but that's only gonna be good for say the first like 6 months before someone's like,
yeah, I don't want to buy a half of a year of a monthly budget planner.
So that one comes with a little bit of a caveat. Just be aware of that every now and then, well, the book's going to end up dropping down and you're not going to make a single sale. Number 7, fitness tracker. Now, I probably can't do a fitness tracker with the last one, now that I'm saying that out loud. Fitness trackers are still very viable because, quite frankly, when I was a personal trainer in the gym, there was not too many apps that were available supporting people. Now there are some apps, but there's still some people who like the old school way of writing things down. Weight loss journals, specifically ones that are geared towards women, do really well. In addition to that, you can also look into daily food and fitness journals. Think outside the box. Get something that's going to be unique. Don't just open up somebody else's interior and steal it. Find some way to make something yours. That way, that unique idea comes onto the market and disrupts everything. Number 8, adult humor. Now, this is primarily like blank books of some sort, but I want to stress caution. Be careful. If you're using any type of expletives and you're kind of stepping over that line, you might draw the ire of Amazon. Can you do curse words? Yes, but if you ever want to drive any traffic through ads, say Amazon advertising or Facebook ads, forget about it. They're not going to allow you to promote a book with expletives on it. So in the event that you end up doing that, it's probably going to end up being passive, or you're going to have to yourself drive all the traffic over there. Number 9, children's learning books. Oh man, we could sit here and have an entire video about this one right here, because children's learning books are one of the best ways to break into low content books, and especially if you have children of your own, because this could be anything from handwriting to math to any number of those type of things. Now, I know some of you out there are gonna go, but
Dale, that's kind of like an activity book.
and I hear you for sure. So what I would recommend is, if you're ever unclear about some of the advice that I'm giving to you, such as this, reach out to KDP support, because chances are likely they'll be able to tell you whether or not what you're producing is a low content book. Because if it's a low content book, you have to tick a box, so that way it's appropriately published over into the Amazon platform and not just thrown in with all the other books. Number 10, graph paper. All right, so graph paper is still something people use to this day. What I would recommend though is avoid using trademark terms like bullet journals. I see a lot of you clowns out there still using a trademark term. If you would like to avoid the ire of a company that owns a trademark, might I recommend you not use it no matter what in your title, subtitle, your metadata. It's not something you want to do. Ignore the ones published. They'll get caught eventually. I don't care about them. Hey, now that you have all these different niches that you can go and jump into for low content book publishing, I'm going to show you how to publish those in about 10 minutes. In fact, actually, it's like a little over 5 minutes to be exact. I'll see you there.